7:05.
You could put
In the evening?
Yeah.
So we're on the same time.
you put the phone
Yeah.
You sure?
close to the mic. Close to the mic.
Okay. Okay, Jaiden. Talk again.
Can you hear me?
A little bit better. Okay, so I'm holding the phone to the microphone as well. All right. So, for the early listeners of the Conduit Show, let me say it is a real pleasure to have on the Conduit Show once again the group that hails from Anguilla, in the British. It's a British island, right? A British-owned island. So, are you still under British rule, or did you gain your independence?
No, we're still under British rule.
Okay, so for those people who don't know, meaning myself, where exactly is Anguilla?
Anguilla is 16 degrees north, 38 degrees. No, my bad. What am I
Virgin Island.
Yeah, I'm confusing myself. It's right next to St. Martin.
It's right next to St. Martin. Can we put that phone up a little bit to see if we can, and maybe bring the microphone down? I'm not sure. And maybe put his phone up a little bit more so that we can hear him more than us. Yeah, okay, because I don't want to get the squeaking. All right, can you hear us still, Jaiden?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just doing some adjustments on the sound. Okay, so British Dependency came to my attention in 2015 when there was this song that came out that was kind of reggae, rocky, but it was different, and I was like, wow. And then I found out there was a group called British Dependency. I'm trying to remember the name of the song. I think it was Don't Do Me That or something. What was the name of that song?
Do You This?
Do You This? I knew there was do in there. Right? So was that your first song that you put together for the album that came out, or did the album come out first?
Well, that was one of the first songs we did when we recorded, because we recorded the debut album in Jamaica, in the Tough Gong Studios.
Right.
Right. So that was one of the first songs we did, and I think that was the first single, actually.
I think it was the first single. Now, tell me how your journey into musicianship came about, because the group consists of 3 members, correct?
Right.
It's a drummer, a guitarist,
Right.
and a bassist.
Right.
So you are the bassist.
Drummer.
You're the drummer and one of the lead singers, right?
Well, we all sing.
You all sing.
Yeah.
Right, and you're representing for the group today because you're actually right now on tour in Africa, correct?
Actually, we just came back.
Oh, where are you now then?
So I'm in Angola.
You're back home in Anguilla? Oh my goodness. All right, so let's talk first of all. It's a conversation, so it's gonna meander. It's not gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tell me about that. Tell me about that tour, where it was, and how it came about.
Okay, well, first of all, the tour was in West Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, to be exact.
Which I would say the Ivory Coast.
Right, Ivory Coast.
Right.
The English version. So, the main festival there, which I think they have every 2 years, is the Massa Festival, which this year was the ninth.
The ninth edition.
Yeah, the 9th edition they had it. So, our booking agent, he's real big on the African / French side of things. So it was kind of like his dream to get us to perform there. So what we did is we applied, because they have over like 2,000 performers. So that you have to send in your applications and all that stuff.
Wow.
So we got a chance to go to New York to perform at SOB.
Right, and
Right. So after doing that, we kind of transitioned from performing for it's almost like it was a pre-Massa festival type thing. Then the actual festival.
Okay, because I mean you're a little known band, but you have a huge reputation. You mentioned earlier on that the first album that you came out with which was it Wisdom? Words of Wisdom?
Yeah, Finding Wisdom.
I'm really sorry about this, Jaiden.
There's no problem. There's no problem.
I need some coffee. I kind of have the gist of it. And I should know this because you've been a guest on the Conduit show before in 2015. So your first album was actually recorded in Jamaica. Which came first, the album in Jamaica or the tour that you did with the Wailers?
The album.
So the album came first.
Yeah, so we recorded the album in, early throughout the year in 2013. And then we released it in November of 2013. And then from releasing the album, we got the tour with the Wailers, which began in January of 2014.
Right. And you were so successful on that mini tour that you were asked to extend the tour and actually do the west coast of the United States, correct?
Yeah, so we did East Coast, West Coast. It was awesome.
Jaiden, I'm going to ask you, I know that the line is fading in and out, so if you could really try to just speak into the phone as much as possible for me.
Okay.
That would be awesome. Great. So, out of your experience of working with the Wailers, who else were you exposed to in terms of reggae?
As in influences?
Yes.
Okay, so there's Bob Marley, the Wailers, Third World, who kind of mentored us even before the Wailers tour.
Mm-hmm.
Steel Pulse, our very own Banky Banks from Angola.
Right, Banky Banks.
Yeah, so I mean, we tend to, whoever we meet, it doesn't really matter whether they play reggae music or whoever we meet on whatever gig, we kind of just come together and make things happen and share ideas and try to collaborate and just get ideas flowing.
Right, because I know also that you said that you're not a reggae, strictly speaking, a reggae group. Mm-hmm. Is that because you don't want to define yourself or pigeonhole yourself as one type of music?
Well, yes, but the thing is, we made a conscious decision to just play music because all of us who are in the band, we love music. It doesn't matter what genre. We listen to all types of music, from rap to reggae to soca, dancehall, country.
Really, country? So can we expect a country music album from British Dependency?
You just might get one. That's the thing, because this album is the first album that we've done where it's mostly reggae. The new album, actually.
Right.
So we have an album coming up in April.
Right.
So it's one where it's more reggae heavy, but like I said, who knows? I mean, the next album might be country.
Right. So in 2015 now, which is just last year, you go back to Jamaica again to work with a celebrated producer, Colin Balby York, and Dwayne Anglin on the new single from the album, which is
on the entire album, actually. So they came to Anguilla. So we recorded it here. So they came to Anguilla and they stationed and worked and helped us with the producing and the songs on the album.
Right. So was Close Your Eyes, which is the first single from the album that's going to be released this year, I guess.
Right.
Was that produced in Jamaica or that was produced in Anguilla?
Anguilla.
That was produced in Anguilla. So again, I guess it's your introduction to, let's say, the best of reggae bands. Mm-hmm. So that then led to being introduced to the producer that you just worked with.
Yeah, it's funny how all these relationships and contacts come about to the point where now I'm even on top of your show once again talking to you.
Yeah, but you know, it's, people like to say they're an overnight sensation, but you've been quietly doing the work. Let me just say that Aki woman who's logged into the chat room in the E2 On Air Conduit Studios, she's saying that, British Dependency is a very underrated group. And she said she first heard your music on a movie called A Boy Named Twist.
Wow. That's the thing. Like, I don't even. Yeah, it's probably that one. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
people,
it was more than one movie.
yeah, people have maybe heard the name. I think anybody who's exposed to your music will take away, and this is something I certainly took away, the excellence of the musicianship. Was this something that you really set out to master the craft of your instruments?
Well, that was eloquently said.
Oh, thank you. And please don't answer with a yes or no.
No, actually, yes. What we try to do is every decision that we make, we try to not let it be haphazard. So we make the conscious decision to, okay, let's try to master these instruments. And I know like a lot of music today, it's starting to go back into musicianship and all that type of stuff. But it went to like DJs and more just
Hype.
techno music, that type of thing. So we wanted to take it back to people actually being on stage, playing the instrument, and not only playing the instrument, but playing the hell out of the instrument.
Mhm.
So yeah, that all that was a conscious decision.
Right. Now, there are 3 members currently in the band. Is it also your intention as far as possible to keep it to that number, that stripped down?
Yes, yes. Also, it one of the things we decided was that 3 people, it's an odd number. So most bands have say 4 or 5 musicians in it.
Could you speak up for me, Jaiden?
Yeah, I was saying that 3 people
Mhm.
that we chose 3 people because it's an odd, it's a different type of number.
Mhm.
So there's most bands they have 4 to 5 other musicians.
Mhm.
So we try to get everything that we can possibly get out of 3 people.
Right.
So it's different. It's different.
And the other thing that I notice about British Dependency is that each member of the band is featured.
Right. It was also a conscious decision.
Wow. And I really like that. That it's, it's not the encore where the drummer gets to show his bit. But I think in all of your projects, another member of the band gets center stage, so to speak. Now,
Yes.
I want to go back to 2015, and I'm trying to find my playlist here, and trying not to wheeze too much, because it's getting very, very cold in New York. Please do not tell me what the weather is like in Anguilla right now.
Okay, I'll try not to.
Because I may accidentally cut you off. But are you outside or inside?
I'm outside.
And do you have something liquid next to you?
No.
Oh, you do not. So, when did you get back from the tour? While I find the track that I want to play.
We got back the 15th of March.
Okay. So, what are the plans now? What's the plan now in terms of touring or performing overseas? Because I know that you're a staple on the festivals in Anguilla. Do you have any plans?
Yeah, the next major show that we plan on doing is Moonsplash, which is held here in Anguilla. That's in April, and then we plan on releasing the album, I think, the 29th of April.
Do you have a name for the album yet?
The Conversation. So it goes from, so we found wisdom, so now we have the conversation to people just like you and explaining our experiences and all that thing. So it's kind of, think of it like a continuation.
Now, I want to ask you, did you come across any resistance coming from the island nation of Anguilla? And here's this upstart group going to play reggae music. Did you get any resistance from people in the reggae industry?
No, not really. We really were accepted with open arms. I mean, Anguilla, the prominent music genre here is not reggae,
Right.
but we do play a lot of reggae.
Okay.
So the fact that we have our very own Banky Bank, who is a reggae artist more or less, to do it all the way 40 years ago, and then to have 40 years later this band come up that I would say 80% reggae. It kind of it opened the door for other artists now. So say for like Omar Banks, I'm sure you know
Yes,
of.
yes.
So we just try to do what we do. I mean, we play music. So reggae, rap, hip hop, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You just
So long as it's good music, right?
Yeah, make people feel good.
I want to play. That's the other thing. In trying to find music, the music from your first album, I wasn't able to find any recordings, but I was able to find lots of live recordings, which has a different kind of quality. Was that intentional?
Well, we as a band, we always try to focus on the live stage, because that to me that's where the magic happens. So
Right.
that's the chance where we get to really connect with people. We get a chance to really, I mean, people get a sense they can relate more when they actually see you turn up and see you perform and you shake hands and you take pictures.
Right.
All that stuff. To us, the interaction is way more important than just putting a song out on a CD and no one ever really gets to see you.
Right. I actually want to play one of the live tracks. It was actually a festival in Anguilla in 2012, and it's a Bob Marley cover, Waiting in Vain. So I'm just going to play a little piece of this, and will you bear with me while I bring this for the Conduit listeners? Let me just put that up and play just a little snippet of
Don't talk to me if you make up. I wanna know where you got. See, I don't want no waiting for love. I don't want no waiting for love. I don't want no waiting for love. Was it summer Eve, and I'm still waiting there. Winter Eve, I'm still waiting there.
And that's what I'm talking about, the mastery of your musicianship. It's really a delight to listen to these live recordings and to hear the solos from all of you. Where did you actually learn the craft?
Right here on the island. It comes from practice. We look at it like a job. So I remember when I joined the band, because I've been playing for about like 19 years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So when I joined the band, when I was about 17, 18.
Oh my goodness.
That's when I really got a chance to start to master the craft. So I would come to the band house and we would practice like 8 hours a day.
Ah.
Yeah.
So how did you meet up with the other band members? Were you friends?
We all met through this one mutual friend. This one mutual friend introduced us all to the manager.
I'm sorry, say that again, Jaiden.
This one mutual friend, he all introduced us to the manager of the band.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. And that's how you...
Him to thank for that.
Oh my goodness. So really, it's not been a series of coincidences, but things just kind of fell into place
Yes, exactly so.
in terms of the band. And you've had some awesome experiences because as a fairly new band, even though you've been putting in the work, but in terms of performances, you've visited quite a few countries and supported some of the heavy hitters in reggae music.
Yeah.
Where do you go next? I know you have an album that's going to be released in March, April,
April.
and you are actually promoting the single right now, which is Close Your Eyes.
Right.
And I'm trying to find it desperately, but you know what? Let me see if I can go back into my email while we're talking to you. No, actually, I'm going to see. It wouldn't be on that place, would it? That tube place.
I know it's on iTunes.
It's
iTunes.
right. I'm just trying to think if I can go back into my email and download it again, because I'm not sure what on earth happened to that particular track, because I know I did download it. But while I'm getting that, let me play the track that you released in 2015, which is called Do You This, which is how I first became aware of the group called British Dependency. And the name intrigued me because, you know, I'm from the UK, and that prompted me. So you got to, when we come back after playing this, you got to tell me why you chose that name to name the band. Okay?
Right.
So we're going to play this, a little bit of Do You This, from 2013 actually.
Once I fell in love. I've been such a fool, a fool. I'm sorry, I broke your heart.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Forgive me.
Say again.
Would you let me do you this? Would you let me do
Hold on
you
a
that?
second.
What can I do to take it all back? Would you let me do you this? Would you let me do you that?
Hi, Jaiden. Hello, Jaiden.
Yeah.
Jaiden?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, did you say that you wanted me to call you back?
No. I actively found the track.
No, I'm trying to find it. That's why I was playing that track there, Do You This. So we'll continue talking. Very catchy song. Who is the writer in the group?
We all ready. We all come together. We write the songs, arrange the songs, and produce them.
Okay, so you all write, arrange, and produce the songs. Amazing.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm sorry about that, Jaden. Excuse me.
No
So
problem.
that
Can I get your email though, so I can send you the song?
you know what? I think I have. You know what? Give me 1 second, because there's another place that I need to look, and then I'll tell you if I need to do that. Bear with me 1 second. So you all write the songs, you all arrange the songs. So if there's something that one person totally disagrees on, how do you resolve it? Because it's three of you, so it's less easy to get consensus. How does it work out then?
Well, we all try to find a mutual ground. So I don't think I can recall of a time where there has been like a definite no from someone, and we couldn't resolve it.
Wow. So the egos are in check. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, we actually we work on that. Just as much as you work on the music, we work on that.
Right. So basically, I found the track, so I'm just downloading it. So we'll be able to play it in a minute. Because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, is it that you all share this deep, deep sense of a love of music and the desire to perform good music?
Yes, we all share that desire, and we all have that common goal. So we know what we want to do. We know where we want to go, and what's the whole point of this whole music thing. So we don't get distracted that often. And even if one of us does get distracted, we put the other in check and remind them of the goal. So
Wow.
there's no egos really.
Wow, wow. That's commendable for such a young group, that you kind of set your ducks in a row in terms of the mechanics and the management of the group before you actually rushed into putting out music.
Yeah, it's like the military.
Aha! So who's from the military?
Well, no one really, but I guess we try to.
You do it with a precision. All right, so we get to the meat of why you're actually on the Conduit show this Palm Sunday, March the 20th already. And it's to promote the new single from the upcoming album. And the track is called Close Your Eyes, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so sorry about that, and thank you for your patience. And let me play a snippet. And as we wrap up the conversation, I'm going to then play it in its entirety once you're off the line. So here's a snippet of the track, and it's called Close Your Eyes from the upcoming album from British Dependency.
What you gonna do when it comes down to all this love and pain going up in flames? Yeah, who am I to turn to? Where am I to go? Curtains closing on the show, but I can't let it go. No, I can't let it go. I'm here for you.
Okay, we're not going to stress it right now with you on the line, Jaiden. Jaiden is a part of the trio that forms British Dependency, which also has the first female bass player, Joya, and also the drummer, who is Ishmael, correct? Or have I got that wrong?
I'm the drummer.
You're the drummer. I've got this wrong, right? Jaiden is the drummer and lead singer. Ishmael is the lead guitarist, I guess. And Joya is the first female bass player
in Anguilla.
in Anguilla.
Okay, you got 90% of it right.
Oh, so correct me.
But Ishmael's the guitarist and lead singer. Joya, bass player and vocalist, and myself, drummer / vocalist.
Okay. Kind of, sort of, almost, right? So you all sing,
Yeah.
and you are the drummer. Jaiden is the drummer. Joya is the bass player. Ishmael is the lead guitar, right?
Right.
Got it right. Okay, great. And that is the new single from the upcoming album. It's called Close Your Eyes. Did you perform this in Côte d'Ivoire?
Yes, we did.
And what was
We
it?
performing everywhere we go.
I always get that word wrong, so that's why I say Ivory Coast. How was it received?
It's always received well. It's one of those songs. It's not necessarily a love song,
Mm-hmm.
but it's more of a hurt song. And I mean, everyone's been hurt at some point in time, so you can all relate.
Right. It is a good song, well produced, and that's a production from Bulby, right?
right.
Okay, okay. And he actually produced the whole album. So, what are the plans for the album release? You're working out those details.
Yes, as we speak, we're working it out.
Will you be coming back to New York?
Yes, we will. In June.
And
We
okay,
don't
so
have-
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, we don't have the exact date yet in June, but
Uh.
in June, we're performing at Medgar Evers College.
Oh, nice. Okay, in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn. Okay, the last time I saw you was that club in the city, La Poison. Oh, yeah. Right. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you and the other members of British Dependency when you make your trip back to New York City to promote the new album. And tell us the name of the album again, Jaiden. Conversation. So you move from Wisdom to Conversations, and I'm waiting to hear the rest of the tracks on the album. Before we go, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans who are logged on and listening?
Well, we just came back from Africa and experiencing all the stuff that we did. We want to thank everyone for believing in us, listening to us, following us. We have new music coming soon, more performances. Look up for us. We're going to be in Guadeloupe, May the 16th. There's New York in June, Medgar Evers College.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia in August, the 15th, and Morocco in October.
Wow, Morocco. Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
and a lot more stuff is gonna happen in between there. So just follow us at British Dependency, Facebook, Instagram,
What is the website for British Dependency, Jaiden?
BritishDependency.com.
BritishDependency.com to follow the group. They're for their tour dates and hopefully when they'll be coming to a city near you. And I guess fans can also let you know where they want to see you.
Yeah, all that stuff is possible.
Okay. All right. I want to say, Jaiden, 1/3 of the group at British Dependency has been in conversation with me, Sharon P., and Peter G. this Sunday evening on the Conduit Show. I want to say, wishing you all the best for your future endeavors, and can't wait for the album to drop in March, April. And we're looking forward to seeing you back in New York City in June.
Thank you. We're looking forward to seeing you too.
All right. Thank you very, very much. All right. And big up to your management, too.
Yes. None of this would be possible without that.
All righty. Take care, Jaiden. Enjoy that sunshine.
All right.
All right.
I'll save some for you.
Take care. Yes, save some for me. Bring it when you come in June.
All right.
All right. Take care. Take care now. Bye-bye. Wow. Jaiden. Okay. All right. So, as we get back into the music. So, Peter, it's your turn to play some more. Peter's he's like sitting back. All right, so while Peter looks for... Oh, you ready? Okay, so Peter's going to play some music because we're getting back into the music as we await the arrival of our next guest in the 8 o'clock hour. I'm not sure exactly what time in the 8 o'clock hour, but we do know that Marion Hall is going to be calling the Conduit Show, and that's a first. So I'm looking forward to that conversation too, and I'm sure you are as well. It is now 7:36. I'm going to play some adverts in a few, but we're going to hand it over to Peter for his musical selection. Take it away.
Every human being as a person, you know, cause I made it so. But I love the color that Jah gave to me most of all. Thank you, Jah, for what you made of me.